back to the Now Morning Show here on TTT. I am Natalie Legore, the most famous dialysis patient. It's no surprise that I'm going to be doing this interview in observation of World Kidney Day. We're going to be speaking with Dr. Bridget Elcock-Straker, who is a specialist medical officer in anesthesia in ICU. Good morning to you, Dr. Elcock.
Good morning,
Straker.
Natalie.
Elcock-Straker. Do you use both?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Thank you, Natalie. Good morning.
Yes.
And good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
So, World Kidney Day. As a dialysis patient, I think this interview might be a little bit different because I can think of all the problems that I have. You know, just starting with, before I get to that technicality, let's just talk about what we're observing or celebrating on World Kidney Day.
Okay. So, the whole of March is celebrated around the world as National Kidney Month.
Yeah.
And today is World Kidney Day. This day is used to remind people that their kidneys are important.
Yeah.
Many people don't know what kidneys are, where they are located, and it's only when we have a problem they remember, hey, what kidneys? I have kidney problems. So it is to remind people how important kidneys are. The theme for this year's celebration is living well with kidney disease. Kidney health for everyone, everywhere.
Okay, living well with kidney disease. Most dialysis patients don't live well with kidney disease, unfortunately. So what are we missing in the kidney care? Because one of the first things I noticed, you know, when I was diagnosed with stage 3 renal failure, is that it's not a part of the regular testing. I could do an entire executive, you know, to check my health. Somehow my kidneys aren't tested.
Well, I am not sure where you did your full medical, but what we are aiming to get the message out to people is that we need to know what kidneys are, what they do, how important they are, and to do checkups regularly as part of your health checkup.
All right, let's talk
part
about
of the
that
health
now.
checkup is to check whether you have the risk factors, because any one of us sitting here can have kidney disease, and we don't know because it's asymptomatic most of the times. And there was some visuals that we sent to you with a chronic kidney disease picture. So the message we want to take out: you may be well and not actually well. You may have acute kidney injury, which is the early stage of kidney disease. And many people, so lots of things can cause acute kidney injury. The important thing is that it is reversible. So what we want people to know, acute kidney injury, which is the earliest stage, is reversible. What happens is when it's not diagnosed because we don't check, I'm feeling well, and it continues to get worse because we are not doing the things to keep our kidneys in the best possible health, and therefore it can progress to chronic kidney disease. This is the one that is irreversible. And 1 in 10 people around the world, so that's about 850 million people around the world, are affected by CKD, chronic kidney disease. It's a non-communicable disease, and it is a severe burden to the patient. It's a burden to health systems. As an intensivist and anesthetist, I also notice that in my practice, in recent years, we are just getting lots more people coming for regular surgery and found to have kidney disease. And therefore, you have to cater your management.
It's not being tested.
Right.
I have done so many blood tests. I think the only reason my kidneys ever got tested is because I have systemic lupus. Lisa, has a doctor ever tested your kidney function? Carlos, has a doctor ever tested your kidney function? Any of you? Henry? And this is what I'm saying. So how do we then, as people, protect ourselves and, you know, ensure that we're in the best of health and that our kidneys are safe if we aren't even being tested, you know, as a routine test?
I understand your concern, Natalie, and it's one of the things that we recognize our healthcare system has to step up to, because we first of all need to let people know what are the risk factors for kidney disease. And there are many risk factors. The most common one in Trinidad is diabetes, hypertension, being overweight. In addition, if you have things like lupus, if you have things like your family history of kidney disease, you need to be tested. Additionally, there are lots of Trinidadians. I have a problem, and my friend has that problem, and she taking that pill, let me go take it.
Yes.
And you take things over the counter without knowing their side effects. Many people are on painkillers. I have a pain, but I'm not going to investigate it. I'll go to the pharmacy and get some painkillers. Many of these painkillers are toxic to kidneys, especially if it's taken in the wrong dose or taken for a long period, and therefore you are at risk. In addition, we have COVID-19, and there are some people who have COVID-19 who have developed kidney disease. And even the simple vitamins that we are taking, some of the vitamins can be toxic and may be damaging our kidneys, giving us kidney stones.
So let's
and apart from there, men are getting older, and your prostate enlarges as you get older. And many men don't recognize, hey, I need to check up on my kidneys. I find I'm peeing a little bit slowly. It's not squirting out like it used to. We need to check on our kidneys.
All right, so let's talk about the function of the kidneys. What are those, critical functions that the kidneys do, and, where are they located? Because, as you said, some people just don't know.
Right.
I think I learned when I got sick.
Right, so your kidneys are located in your flanks, both sides. We have two. They are shaped like a red bean. Right, so they're bean-shaped. They're about probably the size of my fist, and they function to get rid of extra water and waste. Just like any living thing, you produce waste. The waste have to be gotten rid of. Extra water has to be gotten rid of. And that's the main function of the kidneys, and you produce urine. Mm-hmm. In addition, kidneys also help to regulate our acid-base balance. Now, everybody is selling alkaline water. You don't need alkaline water because, working kidneys keep your body naturally alkaline. If, however, your kidneys stop working, your blood becomes very acidic, and it becomes very difficult for your important enzymes and various hormones to work properly. In addition, kidneys help to regulate the salts in our bodies so that we have a correct balance of potassium, of calcium, magnesium, etc. And this then helps our muscles to function properly, our nerves to function properly, which depends on these, and our blood to function properly. Additionally, kidneys produce erythropoietin, and erythropoietin is one of the things that helps your bone marrow to produce red cells, so it keeps your blood count good. You don't become anemic. People who develop kidney failure, they are unable to produce it, and many of them end up very anemic. And it's important to remember that when you're on dialysis will take care of the water, the potassium, the acid, and help to keep your fluid balance okay. But dialysis cannot produce erythropoietin, and therefore many dialysis patients are anemic, so you're going to feel tired, you're unable to function normally as you would. Additionally, we have to remember that they help to maintain our bones through the metabolism of vitamin D, which helps your calcium absorption, so your bones are strong. So we've actually created a jingle for this year, which I wish you had been able. We're creating a tiny little video for education, which will come out later on. And we have also created a jingle that says, love your kidneys, treat them right. And in this jingle, we say the functions of kidneys. So it's something very easy to remember, and we want people to remember, love your kidneys, keep them right, treat them right, to look and feel like dynamite. Kidneys in your back like beans. Kidneys are organs supreme. Nice pressure, blood alkaline, strong bones, blood, nerves working fine. Make urine, control the salts so you can jog, balance, and waltz. So this is a little rhyme that we hope to get out there and spread the message. Because
as a dialysis patient, I am just amazed at the level of ignorance out there. I mean, you're right. Some people can't even say the word dialysis. Some people never heard it before I said it to them. Some people don't even know what chronic kidney disease is or what renal failure is. Or, so I realize that, you all have an uphill battle in terms of the education. Because it's one thing to talk about chronic kidney disease. It's a whole different story to talk about being on dialysis and what that really means to the quality of your life. So Doc, talk to us about, if we aren't getting the kind of testing done, how do you all get the message out there? Outside of these occasions where you're celebrating or, putting the message out, how do you get the message out there to people about the importance of their kidneys, their purpose, what functions they serve, and how to keep them safe?
The Northwest Regional Health Authority, of which I'm a part, has since 2012 has been doing an active program of education of the public, of the members of staff. We started with the staff because there are many people who work in hospitals and really don't know anything about their kidneys or test their kidney function, even in the presence of all these risk factors that we have mentioned. So I started in 2012 when I came from training in Barcelona, Spain. I started a program of education. I started with from the executive level in the RHA to all the levels of staff, doctors, nurses, security, laboratory technicians, etc. So we did that program, and we've been doing it every year. We've done talks to members of staff. We also seek opportunities to spread that message. We go out into communities. We've spoken at PTA meetings. We have spoken at religious
so
bodies.
they're definitely trying to get the message out there. So we are trying.
And the other thing that COVID, with the advent of COVID, because we did an excellent program in 2019 where we went to each of the 3 hospitals in our region, which was St. Anne's, Port of Spain or home base, and St. James. And we did the education for members of staff as well as visitors and people, relatives of patients who had come into the hospital. And we got a good reception. We took our health promotion, HPRP, the Health Promotion Research and Planning Division, and they actually did testing. So part of the education is after you had your thing, your education.
Let's talk about the testing. What tests do you do to check on your kidneys to find out if you have any kind of kidney disease or infection?
Right. So there is a simple test called a urine test, a urinalysis. And the urinalysis, now, there are simple strips that just check, do you have sugar in your urine or do you have protein in your urine? So protein in your urine is one of the early signs that something
is wrong with the kidneys.
If you have sugar in your urine, that is also a sign this person is likely to be a diabetic. And those persons will normally get referred and treated appropriately. We have recognized that because there is a little silent epidemic going on here in terms of kidney disease, we need to be doing more. So if you have any of the risk factors, like family history of lupus, family history of hypertension, you've had recurrent kidney infections, you always have a problem, always have to be on antibiotics. Is there something anatomical wrong with my urine tract? Some people have a lot of pain. They have kidney stones. They have bladder stones. And that predisposes you by obstructing the outflow of urine to having kidney disease. And as we said, if you go beyond the AKI, the acute kidney injury, and it's not recognized and not treated appropriately, you will therefore likely to progress. And one of the little graphics we had was to show the chronic kidney disease. It's like a big iceberg. Remember the Titanic movie? A big iceberg hiding under the sea, a little piece of ice on top, and there's a little ship approaching. When you reach to stage 5, which is dialysis, that's the one most people have symptoms, I'm not well. But there are many people who have stage 1, stage 2, absolutely no symptoms. Stage 3, stage 4, they might get a little something and they may think, oh, I'll take a painkiller or something, which might be actually making the thing worse.
It really can be the silent killer.
It is a silent killer. And therefore, the message needs to go out there. And in addition, we as healthcare professionals
Doctor,
have to
almost
step it up.
out of time, so I'm sorry to have to be cutting over you. But when you get to stage 4 and 5 and the doctor says dialysis, talk to us about what dialysis is and what it really does.
Okay, so dialysis is an artificial way of trying to clean the blood of the waste and the extra water and the potassium and the acid that the kidney would normally take care of. As I said, it doesn't take care of the erythropoietin for the blood or take care of the vitamin D for the bones, right? So in terms of the I think I missed, I don't want to slip off the point.
No, we're talking about dialysis, what it means to be on dialysis,
right.
And how does it really function.
So dialysis can either be the peritoneal dialysis, which is where they put fluid into your abdominal cavity, the waste products is exchanged into that fluid and then it's drained out. People who take this form of dialysis are often able to do it overnight and be able to function. But for somebody who is on hemodialysis, this is the one that has a really terrible effect because it's often 2 to 3 times a week,
3
to
times a
4
week,
hours.
4 hours per session.
And it is very difficult for many people to actually continue working, because most employers, unless you are working part-time or self-employed, it is very difficult for an employer to actually give you
as
right.
well.
And many people after dialysis feel drained, absolutely drained. They just need to be quiet, lie down, and take it easy. So it has a effect on families, because those persons often can't work and often have to depend on relatives or the state to look after their needs and the needs of their families. And it's expensive.
It's really expensive. Yes. And then we talk about the spin-off health conditions such as the parathyroidism, such as the bone disease, such as the anemia, that there are so many other complications that can be and may result from being a dialysis patient. So really and truly, we have to ensure we protect those kidneys, because the road is very long.
Yes, it's a very long road, and we recognize that dialysis does not cure kidney failure. Yeah. It is just a temporizing measure. So one of the measures that we are also using this opportunity to tell people about is, if your kidneys are healthy, please consider donating them after your death to somebody. We have a transplantation program, a organ donation and transplantation program in this country that is now, we started transplantation 60 years ago in Trinidad, and that is a corneal transplant. And our first kidney transplant was 33 years ago. Ooh. Yes, many people don't even know that.
I know there's a national organ
transplant unit, but you know about it.
Yeah.
Many people have never heard National Organ Transplant Unit, no two. So we want to get the message out there. There is help available. There is hope available for transplantation. The only way we can get transplanted is from a person. It has to be either a living person. That person is normally a relative, a friend, a spouse, but those people are taking a risk, having surgery and anesthesia for a procedure that doesn't benefit them. So all over the world, it has been recognized that living donation is not sustainable for the demand that there is for kidneys. Therefore, there has been a push all around the world for deceased donation.
Renal disease in Trinidad and Tobago? What kind of numbers are we looking at?
Okay. First of all, we don't have a proper registry in terms of the numbers affected. Remember, I said there, stage 1, 2, 3, 4,
right.
5. The people who are under dialysis, which is the end stage kidney failure, those are the ones we have approximately 1,500. There are about 1,300 people on hemodialysis, and there are about 200 people on peritoneal dialysis. The figures, as we said, are not accurate. Those are estimates. So based on that, there is, just think of all those people down there, stage 1, 2, 3, 4. We have no idea of the numbers. And it's when somebody comes for surgery, they have an accident, getting to casualty, do some blood tests. Oh my Lord, this person has kidney disease. And then, so part of the message is, please value your kidneys. Please check on them. Please realize this is a hidden disease and there is hope available through transplantation. So if your kidneys are good, please think about donation after death. You can sign up. We only have 2,000 people registered. We would like to get 10% of our population, or 130,000 people registered to give your organs after death. They are going to be cremated. They are going to be buried. They are no use to anybody. But you might be able
to save a life.
Dr.
Elcock-Straker, we're out of time, but I want to thank you so much for sharing with us this morning. And for those of you out there who are listening, remember, keep those kidneys well. And if you do, and in death, donate them to somebody who might need them. All right.
Website information.
Quickly.
Right. So we have some brochures out here. It's National Kidney Month. It's a nice, colorful, very pretty brochure, which I'm going to leave with you, which talks about all the things we spoke about. And for further information, go to www.health.gov.tt. You can also go to NOTU, send an email to NOTU, N-O-T-U, @health.gov.tt. NOTU's number is 663-1703. You can also go to the NWRHA Facebook page, which has a lot of information. The NWRHA also has a health app called Be Well TT with lots of information. And in addition, they have a YouTube channel where we will soon be putting out a PowerPoint slideshow of 18 minutes. There is also an Instagram page, which is known as Healthy Kidney TT. So there's lots of places you can go to get information. All
right, thank you very much, Dr. Elcock Straker. We go to that break and we'll be back with you.